What is up, random citizens of the internet? My name is Jordan. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're brand new here, hey, what's up, what's good? Welcome to my channel where today, or well in general, we talk about family, lifestyle, faith, and fashion. And today we're really leaning into that fashion with the fall fashion trends I personally am super excited for. I'm already wearing one of them. It's 72 degrees outside. It's not even really fall-esque. It's matter of fact humid. Matter of fact, I'm hot, but I'm dedicated, as we can clearly see. But I'm just super excited. I feel like this year's fall fashion trends have me super stoked because last year, let's not talk about it. 2020, did it happen? Yes, and we're all dealing with trauma. Don't forget, go get a therapist if you need one. I had one, and it helped. So yeah, let's get into it before I derail any further. So I have my notes over here, and I'm blind, like Ariana Grande levels of blind. Like I really can't see. So shouts out to Warby Parker. If you ever want to sponsor a video, because I already buy your glasses exclusively, let me know. So the very first thing up on the chopping block will be suits, and it's like a vague statement, and I'm gonna like explain the breakdown, like what's poppin' and why does it matter. So I feel like suits are one of those things that's so broad, and I feel like menswear and suits has been really popular since like the 80s, just really pushing the envelope for what a woman's suit can be, and we're seeing so many variations of it right now. So the first thing I want to touch on is tailoring on suits, which if you follow me on Instagram, you may have already seen this photo, but this is an outfit I put together myself with that blazer style because I love blazers. But long line blazers, chef's kiss, super easy to thrift to. All of my blazers, like long line, actually all my blazers in general, but my long line blazers, those are all thrifted. So the tailoring that I'm talking about is like a well-structured tailoring. It looks like it fits you, not necessarily like a glove, but it's like really well tailored to your body and to your frame, and it makes you look immaculate. It makes you look like $1 billion, $1 billion buckaroos. With tonal tailoring, you're seeing this a lot in both the blazer skirt set suits or like pantsuits. I think it's the juxtaposition or the antithesis to the streetwear baggier styles, because even though it's not clinging to your body, it's definitely highlighting the shape of your body. And I feel like with the oversize that we're seeing with streetwear, particularly like those jeans you saw in the like early, all throughout the 90s really, with R&B singers, rappers, and even a few like pop girlies. I think it balances each other out, and I think it's a really great style, and I think it's definitely one of those things that really uplifts the look, and it looks really good on everybody and every body type, but it's super accessible, and it carries from previous things we've already seen. And you'll hear me say this a lot, so don't take a shot every time I say it, but sustainable clothing. It's definitely very, very sustainable. The second thing with suits is definitely the vest. Like I was gonna say sweater vest, even though sweater vests never really left. Like I've seen them all year round, but the suit vest as like just the shirt, it's here. I think it also ties into the 2000s kind of, I was about to say 2000s core, but the 2000 aesthetic, like kind of Y2K. I think a lot of people wore vests. Like we saw it in Avril Lavigne, and we saw a lot of it in like the punk pop scene. I think like Warped Tour and stuff like that too. So it's definitely been very present. I think that's why it's making kind of a resurgence right now. Bella Hadid wore it. So I mean, it's solidified. It's a thing. Sorry, I didn't make the rules. Bella did. Argue with her. The second trend that we're seeing, and again, breaking it down, are bold colors. Bold colors are everywhere, and I again think this is an antithesis to last year's vibe, where colors weren't as bold because we weren't feeling as great, like kind of obviously. I feel like colors even like these are a little bit more muted, like the yellow and the blue that I have. We're talking like bright reds, bright yellows, bright greens. Like this is a nice color, but I mean in your face. Hello. That's what I'm talking about. I think probably one of the best colors to kind of represent that is the Kelly green. That's also being coined as the Gen Z green. I think one of the most interesting things I saw, and I will write down whoever says this so I can give proper credit, but I heard somebody say, I want to say on TikTok, that the reason that this green is so popular amongst Gen Z is because it's basically not non-binary. I feel like that's the right word, but if it's not the right word, please somebody correct me. It's a non-binary type of color. It's the antithesis on the color wheel to that millennial pink that millennials held on to for so long. And I think that when you look at the green, it doesn't belong to a boy, it doesn't belong to a girl, it also doesn't belong to a certain area. For a lot of people, it means life, it means hope, it means joy, it means money. So when looking at green, you don't feel like it has to be directly connected to a one specific place or people. It feels very inclusive as well too, and I think that's amazing. So definitely love that kind of Gen Z green look. On that note too, patterns, really bold patterns, very bright, vibrant. I think a lot of people have also been talking about kind of the avant-garde basics, kind of like using gingham, houndstooth, checkered print to uplift something or just kind of add something new, especially when you kind of warp it. The House of Sunny dress, that's a great example of bright patterns that everybody loves, and it's super like everywhere and kind of in your face. I definitely think that that is going to be really fun to see in the fall. Kind of like thinking about the Saks Potts coats, like the bright green coats or the bright purple ones or the bright orange. Like think that, and then like a warped checkered board pair of like funky bottoms. Like I'm kind of here for it, and like a nice solid, ooh, would a solid green top work? With a solid green chunky knit? I don't know. I need to see one of my faves that I have listed right here from TikTok. I need to see you wear it so I know if I like it. Okay, thank you. Let's move on to the third thing. So the third like trend that we're seeing is an effortlessly chic trend. I feel like this is just like kind of old money, kind of New England vibes, like very old school prep. I feel like, and it might just be my advertisements because, you know, these algorithms, but Ralph Lauren, I feel like an old school Americana is kind of coming back, an old school prep, like the surreal American dream is kind of coming back right now. And I think that it's also in response to the, is it a crisis? Is it a recession? Is it a Great Depression? Whatever happened in 2020, again, I feel like this is a direct reflection of it for a couple of different reasons. But I think that whole pulling it up from your bootstraps idea, a lot of independent workers, a lot of contract workers, a lot of people started their own business, and I think they're running after the American dream. Do I think it's the same dream our grandparents had? Because obviously our parents' dream was a nightmare that we woke up in, but I think it's kind of similar to that, but I just see it kind of taking its own approach. Like a lot of people are kind of pulling on that style. But to kind of continue on with the effortlessly chic, I think that people aren't buying the same way that they used to, and a lot of people are talking about personal style right now, which I'll get into that. And we're looking at both a simpler time and a time much more constructed in what we want, and I think that's where that effortlessly chic pulls into. It's not overstated, it's not over the top, it's not trying to flex on you. It's just like, I'm here, I'm comfortable, and I look amazing. And sweetie, you wish you did too. That's a little bit boisterous. But let's be honest, that's how you feel when you're wearing this stuff, right? Am I right? I know I'm right. I know I'm right. You can just, I know. We're besties for a reason, okay? Let's move on to the next one, which is personal style that I kind of did just mention right there. Personal style is the trend of the moment, and this is a style choice that I think we're going to continue to see with the future, especially because not everything is going to be linkable. Not everything is going to be the same type of shilling out products that we've seen in the past from other influencers. I think right now what we're really starting to see is a shift on personal style and curating a real wardrobe, a real closet that you enjoy. Not just buying this and buying that because you heard this person and that person talk about it, but like really, I enjoy these products, I enjoy these outfits, these items. They're true pieces in your closet. And I think it's also with the rise of thrifting and secondhand, you know, before the Macklemore song, or actually Macklemore was first, but Virgil Abloh recently said, I believe in 2015 or 2017, that archival pieces are going to be the new thing. Like, when you step out, it's not going to be enough to say, oh, this is Givenchy. Like, it's an archival piece. It's a piece that I looked for, I wanted, arguably I saved for, and then I styled myself around the idea that I had in my head, and I brought it to life. And I think personal style is just going to be so amazing to see. And I think we're seeing a lot of that on TikTok right now too, particularly with he's a New York photographer. Just fantastic, awe-inspiring, amazing. It breathes new life into you. At least into me. That's how I feel when I see these outfits, because it's not something that everybody can replicate, and it's not trying to be like, ooh, you can't do it like me. It's like, this is me, this is my style, let me put this out here. And even if you see girls wearing a similar outfit, you can see which girls made it their own and made it their style and really love what they're wearing. And it just, I'm super excited for it. And again, I missed this too, but brands or companies like Vestiaire Collective, The Real, Poshmark, which I'm always on, and ThredUp, they're making it so easy to thrift online as well too, or buy things secondhand as well too, that it's like, why are you not doing it? You know what I mean? Like, why are we not? You know, I don't know. But I love it. I think this is amazing. I'm super excited to see how everyone styles themselves and really brings their favorite trends to the table. This is just fantastic. Next trend I'm going to talk about are luxurious fabrics and textiles. So metallics. Yes, they're having a moment. I don't know how I feel about some of them because I'm not in that tax bracket. Like, I'm just not there yet. You know, I'll get there maybe one day. I'm not even completely sure. But we're seeing a lot of different metallics being used, and we're seeing them on the runway right now because, of course, I'm watching Fashion Week content. And it just looks amazing. Like, gilded Grecian goddesses is kind of the way that I'm thinking of it. You know, metallics go in and out every so often, so whatever piece you buy, like if you want to buy an investment piece, it does make sense. There's never going to be a time where it's not the right move, if you know what I mean. Like, I have a metallic dress that I wore that I'll put a clip in here for a New Year's Eve party. It's a metallic, a golden gown. Stunning. Amazing. Never sell yourself short saying you shouldn't buy the dress. Babes, always buy the dress. Always buy the dress. And now I have a black tie event to wear it to. I'm going to a black tie wedding, so if you want to see me pack for one, also stay tuned for that. So metallics are really popular. We're seeing it a lot in pants, dresses, kind of gowns, some evening gowns, but there's I think starting to roll out like how to wear it in every day. I think if I was going to wear it every day, I'd probably lean towards a shirt or towards a dress. That's just me. I'd love to see how you do it, or maybe like a skirt too. I think the flow, that's really what draws me in, and that's what makes me the most excited for this trend. And then the second one that we're seeing is, it's a textile, I guess, maybe, I don't know. Sequins, I don't know how I describe it, but sequins are really popular right now. This is one that I'm also waiting to kind of see how they do it, because it could be either really great or horrible. I grew up in the late 2000s, so I remember those sequin hobo bags. I bought one even though I hated it so I could look cool. I hated it. I had to buy a different bag like pretty soon. I bought a messenger bag after that. They're very loud and they're very chunky, but I saw Emma Chamberlain's tiny bag and I feel like that's a lot more doable. And I've seen a couple other sequins here and there that look a lot better. I'm gonna also just kind of lean towards embellishments, that those are gonna be really popular here as well too for the fall time, and that's going to continue into the winter as well. I think kind of a glitz and glam of sorts. I'm not going to put it in its own category, but definitely glam is coming back in a very real way. I think it's going to be a comfortable glam though. I don't think people are ready to go back to constricting clothing or clothing that makes them kind of uncomfortable, or anything that pushes them outside of a comfort zone that they enjoy, if that makes any sense. Like, I can see people trying new things, but they're not trying to be uncomfortable, and they're, again, not trying to impress, kind of going back to that personal style I was talking about. So I think that this is going to be really fun. And then the last one is satin and silk. This is one that I'm also kind of getting in on. I feel very like iffy, not because I don't like satin and silk, but because I feel like satin and silk is just one of those things that's also a staple in your closet. Like, you get it and you hold on to it for years. I haven't completely gotten on it. I have actually one top that I wore for my birthday and I didn't even take any pictures. Wow. Anyways, I have that one top and it's probably the only satin top I have right now. I really like it and I think it looks really good on other people. I feel like sometimes it just takes your outfit from being like a good outfit up to the next level. I feel like it looks like luxury. I feel like when you put it on, you're like, yes, I do have an 888 credit score. I'm that amazing. Get out of my face. Not like that, but I just feel like it's one of those luxe textiles, again, that can be really pretty. I feel like whenever I'm looking for satin or silk, it tends to be like the dry clean only. And considering a dress I just bought, I wore it once, I got a grass stain on it, and I took it in. It cost me $15 to get the dress cleaned. The dress itself was $20. You're trying to tell me every time I want to wear that dress, I gotta pay $15 to wear a dress I bought myself? My guy, why did I do that to myself? So that's kind of what's stopping me right now. I do know I could buy like a Boohoo or a Nasty Gal or something like that dress, but I'm like, I see all the really fancy ones and I just want the fancy ones. Also very easy to thrift as well too. Next trend is cowboy boots. I don't gotta talk very much about that. We already know. Cowboy boots, they're here to stay. I think they're gonna go through probably 2 years of being at max popularity, and then they'll slowly dip off. But I also feel like they're a staple, so it's just something we're gonna always see and always go back to. I just feel like they're taking us by storm right now. They're just grabbing us. Chunky shoes. Chunky shoes. I actually have a pair of like platforms. They're like very small platforms. I just got these. That's why they're just chilling under my bed. I was trying them on earlier, but I have this pair of platforms. I have another pair of platforms. And I think that the loafers I have are also like pretty chunky as well too. The chunky trend, I think it's not a subsidiary, but it's a movement from the like ugly dad sneaker, chunky dad sneaker. Like we remember when everyone was wearing it. I know, you do too. But I really like this trend because I think it can be done in a really tasteful way. I think it can be done in a really great camp way. I think it's all about what you want to do with it. And so I feel like this, for me, this is a lot. I know some people are like, that's not even anything. This is a lot for me. This shoe, by the way, is from the Couples. I don't know how to pronounce it. I just thrifted them. But I think it's the Couples, yeah. It's right there, but it's hard to see. But it's about what you want to do with it, and I think that's really fun as well too. And the last one, which I don't even think that this is really like groundbreaking, it's like florals and spring, but it's knitwear and puffer jackets. So knitwear, I think they're looking at the very chunky knit, not just kind of like waffle knit or very finely detailed knit. I mean like very thick knit and very obviously knitted sweaters and things of that nature, kind of tying back into previous things we've already seen as well. And with the puffer jackets, again, they were really popular last year. A lot of people bought them last year. I think they're going to stick around this year and be really, really solid and fun things to wear. I think you'll be able to probably thrift these pretty well. I always suggest Poshmark. Poshmark, you better start paying me, my guy. But it's really easy to find things through there, because I know kind of like going out to the thrift stores and hunting, depending where you are, can be a little difficult. But those are all of the trends that I see happening for this year that I'm really, really excited about. I'm super excited to hear what you guys are thinking are going to be some of those really, really big trends. So definitely feel free to leave comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and go check out my Instagram, because I'm posting a lot more on there as well too. Tons of stories, tons of polls, and you might even get to be able to pick what the next conversation we have is on. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.